You talked about Republicans taking money from a Jeffrey Epstein. Here's what you said.
Who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC.
Why the hell they got on all these glasses?
It makes them look sophisticated, bro. I like it, bro.
Somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC. Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio.
You mentioned Lee Zeldin there. He's now a cabinet secretary. He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor that doesn't have any relation to the convicted sex trafficker. Unfortunate for that doctor, but that is who donated to a prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people?
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein. Just so that people understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen, because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled. And that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, bro.
Oh,
this is bad. This is actually the worst thing I've ever seen her do. This is the worst thing I've ever seen her do. She won't even admit it.
That was insane.
Come on, guys.
You just say I'm
she
wrong.
said, I won't lie. She'll never say she's
You
bro.
can just say I'm wrong.
Remember whenever she made the wheelchair joke and she said she didn't mean that and we all knew she meant that?
Oh, yeah.
This is the second time she's been caught blatantly lying, bro. This is, now, come on, y'all. Not left, not right. Right here, is this cap or not?
She said,
keep it 100, y'all.
She said, oh, I didn't say it was that Jeffrey Epstein. What? Then why are you bringing it up at all?
It's
when
cap.
Jeffrey Epstein's case is the most relevant thing in politics right now. You mentioned that someone was paid by Jeffrey Epstein, but it was actually a different Jeffrey Epstein.
I feel like
So you tried to give the illusion that it was this Jeffrey Epstein, who was a funder of many Democrats and was with the Democrats, and you tried to put that on the Republicans to make a point, but you were actually lying.
And now you're lying to the world.
And y'all trust this lady.
On national TV.
Not no black, no white, no Democrat, no nothing. She is lying.
I just feel like when you admit that you're wrong, that makes you more relatable.
It's respectable.
I was wrong.
It's respectable.
Because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled. And that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies. Because it was not the same one, that's fine. But when Lee Zeldin had something to say, all he had to say was it was a different Jeffrey Epstein. He admitted that he did receive donations from a Jeffrey Epstein, so at least I wasn't trying to mislead people. Now, have I dug in to find out who this doctor is? I have not. So I will trust and take what he says, is that it wasn't that Jeffrey Epstein, but I was not attempting to mislead anybody. I literally had maybe 20 minutes before I had to do that debate.
Yeah, but people might see that and say, well, you're trying to make it sound like he took money from
I did not know.
That's
Registered
exactly
sex
what she was
offender.
doing.
No, but I literally did not know. When you search FEC files, and that's what I had my team to do, I texted them and I said, listen, we're going up. They are saying that she took donations.
Right, but someone might say, well, your team should have done the homework to make sure it wasn't the convicted sex offender.
Within 20 minutes, you could not find that out, not from just doing a quick search on FEC. So, number one, I made sure that I was clear that it was a Jeffrey Epstein, but I never said that it was specifically that Jeffrey Epstein, because I knew that we would need more time to really dig in.
How is the other one relevant?
No. She lied so many times.
That was bad.
She just kept lying to him. She was like, well, she bragged when she was talking. She said, I had my team dig in. And now she's saying, well, my team didn't have enough time to dig in. But you just bragged about your team uncovering this, and you're using this in relation to the Epstein files. And now you're trying to say that you didn't mean this in relation to Jeffrey Epstein in the Epstein files. Why are you lying? Like, it's
Imagine
ridiculous.
if someone else did this, what she would say.
Oh, man, that was ridiculous.
Is this your dumbass team?
No.
I hope
No, it's
not,
not a
but
team.
don't do that to them. Don't do that.
Team.
Don't do that to them black queens.
Don't do that, bro.
Golly, man, that was bad.
No, that was horrible.
That was really bad. That was the worst thing. That should kill her credibility.
No.
Right
Did you see what she said about the Democrat delegate that was texting Jeffrey Epstein about Trump a couple weeks before he got convicted? Did you see what she said about that?
That took me a second to figure out who that was.
That's a king.
I know, bro.
You know, he took money from Jeffrey too. So this is her talking about the delegate from the Virgin Isles that was caught sending texts with Jeffrey Epstein about trying to get at Trump. This is her explanation.
Stacey didn't initiate that chain. Jeffrey initiated that chain, and she took the information.
That makes it
Just
better.
like if somebody texts me.
Yeah, but she was responding and saying, you know, what are you talking about? Quick, I'm up next. And then her
Correct.
questions were about Rona. But do you think that was inappropriate? I mean, would you text with someone who is a registered sex offender about
listen,
what you should ask?
I honestly know that he had never been convicted of any federal crimes at that time.
But he had been in jail already.
He had
Got
been
him.
in jail.
Deal.
And my deal is this. The Republicans are constantly texting with a 34-count convicted felon.
Here we go.
So if it's okay for them to text him at any point in time, then I'm not going to say that that's right or wrong, especially to the extent that you're talking about kicking someone off their committee. Were they sexting? Was it a matter of her being involved in the pedophilia? No, it was nothing like that. Stacey didn't initiate.
So Jeffrey Epstein had been arrested for allegations against children at this time, but now she's saying it's okay for Stacey Plaskett to text him because they weren't sexting. That is legendary levels of moving the goalposts. This CNN interview that she did has discredited her so much. But you know, I don't think their voters are smart enough to care.
They choose not to care.
I'm not going to say they're not smart enough because the data and statistics shows that more educated people vote left. So it's
Education
not that
don't
they're
make
not
you smart.
smart. It's the fact that they're choosing not to care for their hate for Trump and they want this woman to be right so bad. This is awful. This is the worst showing she's ever put out on
No,
television.
this
Like I
is the
said-
worst I've ever seen her.
Like
This
I
is the
said,
worst showing she's ever been. And I told y'all, because it's interesting. You see how articulate she's being and how smart and quick she's firing off.
Okay, real
When
quick,
she not
though, real
being
quick,
ghetto
bro.
and stuff.
Real quick though, bruh. We shouldn't award a public servant that's on TV all the time for being articulate. That is a regular thing. We
No,
are
that's
articulate.
right.
We are
That's
not.
right.
We're not professionals. That is a basic level thing to be articulate. I'm not gonna award you for that. That is just basic level things you should be able to do. The fact that you
That's
got on
actually
here,
racist.
that is actually. Look how articulate he is.
I'm just saying how she's being. You know how she gets.
Yeah, she gets ghetto, but she's not acting ghetto right now.
That's what
But
she
That's
drunk.
all I was saying.
that is what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But it's just crazy that she really lied after lie. Imagine if the roles were reversed here. If Jasmine Crockett caught someone else saying, oh, this person on my team was paid by Jeffrey Epstein, and it was a whole different one, she would have blasted them. And then in the same breath, if a Republican was caught in court texting Jeffrey Epstein, what do you think she would have said about them?
Oh, she would have blew that
Like
up.
I said, is this the last humiliation?
They're not.
Is this
bro.
the last one?
And didn't people think that she might be their presidential candidate?
They say that she's the best voice they have. People,
They're cooked.
People like Charlemagne say that.
Oh,
I'm pretty
this
sure
is
that
it.
one wrinkly old white woman,
This
Jennifer
is it.
Welch, says that. It's interesting. It's very ridiculous. It's very, very ridiculous.
They have threw every Hail Mary they possibly can, and this is the last one, and it's not working. It's actually getting worse.
It's backfiring. This is bad. This is really bad. Like, no joke.
I would like to see the evidence. What I'm saying is,
You think after 10 years of public life, you wouldn't know it already?
no, I don't. That's exactly the point.
Oh, my goodness.
Scott,
This
Scott,
is an IQ
that-
test. Don't fail it. Come on, man.
Scott, that's
10 years Donald Trump has been in public
that's
life.
embarrassing.
Come on.
For
Scott, it is an
this
IQ test. I mean, for 10 years, we haven't heard any names. So you really think that no one's involved?
No, obviously, Larry Summers was involved.
no, but-
Stacey
but
Plaskett
for-
was involved.
for
There's
10
all kinds of
you're
people involved with
suggesting
Jeffrey
that
Epstein.
if someone was involved, we would know about it, they would be prosecuted, it would be done and dusted. The last 10 years, no one has been prosecuted for this. Is that a sign that nothing has happened?
No, absolutely not.
So then why are you saying that that is the case for
my
Trump?
question directly to him is, if you think after 10 years, 3 presidential campaigns, and Democrats unleashing
Scott,
holy hell on
Scott,
him, you wouldn't know
answer your
about
own
it?
No, that's
question. Answer
that's
your own
exactly
question.
what I'm saying.
You can
Just real quick, I just want to bring
Can
it
I
back
answer
to
the
something
question
that just
she
happened.
asked?
I feel like I just heard Scott.
Let me answer that question for you, Abby. What Scott was saying is the Democrats, everyone can admit, the Democrats have used every tool in their toolbox to take down Trump, from trials, from cases to, I'm not going to accuse them of doing the shooting, but all the things they've done, all the smear campaigns, everything. So don't you think that if they had any evidence that linked Trump to being on the Epstein list, they would have been released it? That is what Scott is saying.
It is literally 4 blacks against Scott.
That doesn't matter.
I'm just saying, this is a crazy panel.
That doesn't matter.
I've never seen that many black people on the panel before. Just had to point that out.
holy hell on him, you wouldn't know about it?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying.
You can
Just real quick, I just want to bring it back to something that just happened. I feel like I just heard Scott call into question this black man's intelligence with the IQ test. I feel like I heard that. And so I just want to say something. This is what
It's ridiculous.
What it sounded like.
You want to make it
And
racial?
so-
Go ahead, but it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I think that
By the way, we know each other and we're friends. I know this man. He's a smart guy, and we're having a debate. We're having a debate. Don't make it into so. We don't even know each other, but we do.
This actually relates back to the topic that we're having, Scott. There is a you're sitting here with so much confidence without seeing all of the documents that Donald Trump is innocent. There is a presumption of guilt that a black man walks around the United States with. That I have been watching Donald Trump navigate
How they let him out here with
this
this cut,
situation
bruh?
with the
Chill,
presumption
bro. Cut your hair.
of
Chill,
innocence
chill.
that is
Last dude had
never,
dreads.
never
Doesn't matter.
Oh my
It does matter, bro.
God.
You on
Doesn't
TV,
matter.
bro.
It
My
doesn't
parents would not let me
This
go on
shit is
TV like
not
this,
real.
bro.
It doesn't matter.
It
bro.
does. We got
No,
the
no,
Duke
no.
starting five cut,
It
bro.
doesn't matter.
It does matter, bro.
I don't think the haircut
He doesn't look
matters.
that bad, bro.
It's nappy,
I think
bro.
he looks clean,
Chill,
bro.
bro.
It's not. It
Bro,
doesn't look
no,
clean,
he
bro.
looks fine, bro. He has a fresh hairline and shit.
Yeah,
Like, don't even do that,
Look
bro.
at the top of it. Look at the sides
Bro,
of it,
so
bro.
what?
That nigga look like he just woke up.
No, bro. Y'all tripping, bro.
No, he need to get a fade,
Bro,
bro.
I don't get the last dude had dreads. I don't care about his hair.
Yeah, they both look okay.
They look fine.
That's my opinion.
I'm cool with the way they present themselves.
I mean, look, bro, it's a black man cut, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not finna get on here and dog him. It's
Nah,
the
I'm
same way
keeping
I was
it
cooking the
100.
Baltimore man for having an afro. I said that's the
No,
dumbest
he
shit
should
to
not.
be
I
mad
don't know how
about.
they vote. And we cooked Brandon Johnson for getting elected with a damn mohawk.
Okay, the mohawk is a bit much, but the afro.
That's damn near the same cut. He got his longer. He got the Duke starting
Okay,
five.
I don't think there's anything wrong with his haircut, but a
We
grown
talking
man with a
about-
mohawk,
hold
I
on,
question you a
y'all.
little bit.
Come on, let him go.
That's a child cut.
The haircut is irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
It's not
He's
irrelevant.
dumb as
It
hell.
is 100% irrelevant.
He's dumb as hell, and I can't believe that.
I'm
they
not gonna
just
say
made
he's
this-
dumb.
No, he just made this into race.
I'm not gonna say
He
he's
did.
dumb,
Shit I've
but
ever
he
heard.
is race
Race
baiting.
baiting.
He's race baiting.
That's
I don't
dumb.
like the way. Okay, so I see why he can get mad at. I don't really see why
Nah,
he's
yeah,
mad.
let him finish.
Because the other dude wasn't even offended when Scott said this is an IQ test, and even Abby doubled down and said it too. She said this is an IQ test. So both of them had no issue with it.
Okay.
So now you're taking issue with it, making it a race thing, saying, "Oh, you're a white guy, question this black guy's intelligence."
Okay, I can see
and
why
Scott
he
just
said
said, "Don't do that. I know him.
Yeah, it's not even
We're on
about
here all
race.
the time." He said, "I know him. I don't know you."
He could have said that to a white woman on the panel. He
Like
could've said
it's
that
like
to
it's like
anybody,
I see what he's saying, and
They
then,
make
and
everything
then he,
racial.
went, then he was like, he said you're a white man questioning a black man's intelligence,
All right.
and then I'm like, all right,
Let him go, bro.
but then he went on to say
Black
a
man
black
walk
man
around
walks around with
guilty.
presumed guilt. Like, all right, bro,
I'm
like,
not guilty. None of us are guilty.
Hey, you should be
But
guilty
like-
for
but
wearing this
like-
tight ass
but-
shirt on the panel. Put a suit on, nigga.
all right,
Cut
see,
your hair,
see,
bro.
now
Without
y'all doing too
seeing
much, bro.
all of the
He
documents
got a
that
nice
Donald
sweater
Trump is
on.
innocent.
care.
There is a presumption of guilt that a black man walks around the United States with, that I have been watching Donald Trump navigate this situation with the presumption of innocence that is never afforded to us, right? This is the same guy that is trailing 29 rape allegations. And we have videos of him saying things like, grab him by the you-know-what.
He's
Just the
getting all
very
his
fact
fights.
that he's connected to the country's most egregious pedophile, enough. That fact alone is enough for us to ask questions about if it's a disqualifying factor for leadership. So I just don't know why you're so fervent right now, saying that I know for a fact he has nothing. Can we see the files and make that decision? Scott?
Look, here's what I think.
That's a valid
It's
take,
been
I'm not
going on
gonna
for
lie.
10 years. If there was a shred of anything to know about Donald Trump,
That
we
was
would
not a valid
That
take.
was valid, bro.
Take
was
off
not
the
a
hat,
valid
bro.
take.
and Go ahead and leave.
Bro, that's a valid
That was
take.
not a valid take, bro.
He
shit
said
was
he said the
wicked.
fact that people see them connected, they can assume there's guilt there.
Well, say the last.
You
sentence.
can't, though.
Say the last.
Because
sentence
all
was a
the you
valid
don't
take.
think that the Democrats would have been blasted him for that?
I think
Any
so too.
evidence?
I agree with that.
So then
I
that
agree with
debunks that point.
But why are they not releasing the files? They
anybody
released.
could've
I'm
released
just
it.
keeping it 100. First they released doctor files. Then they said we're not releasing this. A hoax. Get over it. Why can't we get the files?
They're getting
But
them
why
now.
didn't
I'm
Biden
just
them
saying.
release
No,
them?
that's facts. No, listen though. I'm gonna tell you why I say that. People are right to question that because it's like y'all promised the files, then we got some bullshit, then we didn't get the files, then y'all say everything we know is cap. Okay, give us the files.
Okay,
it's like
question.
people can presume there's guilt if you're withholding something. So now that the files are coming, we can get the proof.
But quick question.
I'm just
though.
saying that's.
Hold on.
I'm not gonna
But,
say
okay.
the man not guilty.
So-
I don't think he's guilty, but I can see why people would question that, given the fact that they promised the files and everything we've got up to this point has been bullshit and deflection. Give us the files.
Do you think that the president of the United States has access to the files?
Yes.
And knows who's on the files.
Yes.
So why didn't the Biden campaign use that against them?
Great question. I said the same thing.
But now,
Because he's not on there.
I'm not saying he's on there. I'm just saying to presume there's guilt there. Somebody is guilty and somebody's being protected.
A lot of people don't.
Do I think it's Trump? No.
What the situation is.
Do I think it's Trump? No, but people can assume. People speculate.
Okay, yes. Pam Bondi and Speaker Michael Johnson just came out and said people are trying to rush these files, and it's a lot of victims on that.
I don't give a shit.
I agree that
I don't give a shit.
Maybe if this can hurt people, like victims, I think that maybe they can prolong it a couple more months or however long they want to. I agree with that.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
I disagree with that point. I think there's a reason that we don't want to say.
I got to keep it 100. The victims wanted to be out. It's multiple victims saying, don't redact our names, release this information. It's not going to affect them. Oh, this woman was by Jeffrey Epstein? Oh my gosh, that's horrible that happened to you. We're sorry. Like people want to know, bro. Nothing should be redacted. I think we should get unfiltered, non-redacted files. If anything is redacted and censored, that just leaves more room for people to be upset. I want fully uncensored files. I want the files to come out fully uncensored with everybody's name in it. I don't give a damn.
I think that
that's the only way.
The list is not being released because there are people who are very powerful who are not holding public positions in the government who have control over whoever is in office, whether Republican or Democrat. That's why no Republican or Democrat will drop it.
I also think that there are people in office or have had office that also may be implicated in it.
This is true.
So it's like right now, any presumption of guilt from anyone who could be linked to Jeffrey Epstein is valid. Because none of the files have been released. All the powerful people are telling us to look away. I'm just keeping it 100.
Hold on.
People want this. People want the information, the facts.
So, President of the United States of America would bring this up if he was in the files.
I'm not saying he's in the files.
I understand though. So
I'm just saying.
That point is just like, why don't you think he could possibly? I understand what he said.
They would have used it already.
Why would he be in the files and he's the president of the United States? It's just not possible.
I will say this though, based on the emails we've seen, Epstein said that Trump was the worst person he know, and he was trying to sabotage him and throw dirt on him. So they said Trump told Ghislaine Maxwell to stop, and he turned him in. So it's like, okay, it's facts there that Trump was against this man, but I want to see the files. Like if people say Bill Clinton could be guilty, I'm gonna say that's a valid assumption. We don't know. We don't know.
We're finna see it, but I don't think we might not. We might get some bullshit.
I'm not saying that Trump was in it. I'm just saying like to assume that anybody who could be linked to this is guilty. That's a valid assumption. Why? We don't know. You can assume whatever you want right now. There's nothing we know.
That's true.
For a fact, he has nothing. Can we see the files and make that decision? Scott?
Look, here's what I think. It's been going on for 10 years. If there was a shred of anything to know about Donald Trump, we would already know it.
I do think what Scott finished with is facts, though.
They wouldn't have tried to assassinate him. That would have assassinated him.
That would have been enough.
That's facts.
Because now after all this stuff,
they tried everything.
Knowing that Jeffrey hated him, they 100% tried to assassinate him.
The narrative has constantly shifted. Oh, 100%. Jeffrey and Stump were buddies. Now they hated each other, and he wanted him. Said he's the worst person he knows, and they celebrated that. They celebrated them being friends as any type of admission of guilt, but it's not. And they also said that it's emails of him donating to Democrat campaigns, speaking to Democrats under the table. It's a lot of stuff that's like coming out now. So it's like, I want the undoctored files. I want everything raw and uncut.
Just like Jasmine Crockett just sat up there and lied. They've been lying to liberals, they've been lying to Democrats, and they make them extreme, and they go and try to kill Republicans.
I think both sides lie.
So even if these assumptions that, Israel killed Charlie Kirk, or these government, secret government agencies that's going to try to assassinate these people, if that's true or not, what y'all are saying to the media and to the American people is making these people assassinate them. So therefore, that's on y'all's hands. So y'all assassinated Charlie Kirk, and y'all tried to assassinate Donald Trump. Point blank, period.
I'm on the left. I'm a Democrat. But what the hell was that? That was crazy. So he's apparently got these Congress people on speed dial, and he's watching. I read the whole story, of course, and he's watching the entire hearings, and he's texting people different directions. Did anybody know that Epstein was running our government? I mean, that was amazing. Did you see? She doesn't know who Rona is, so she misspells it in the text. She thinks it might be an acronym for something, and then she says, Ms. Rona. Rona's her first name. It's Rona Graff, the assistant for Trump. She literally has no idea what she's asking. She's only asking that question because Epstein directed her to ask that question. And interesting that Epstein at that point is directing people on how to damage Trump. So that doesn't serve any of my interest for me to tell you that, but that's what's happening in that hearing. You gotta be fair and you gotta call out what's actually happening. But what's interesting in all the emails is Epstein goes back and forth, back and forth. Should we hurt Trump or should we help Trump? Should we hurt or help? And depending on what Trump is saying, he categorizes Trump as dangerous. My guess as to why he thinks Trump is dangerous is because usually when someone is bought or blackmailed, they stay bought or blackmailed, right? Whereas Trump is so volatile, they're not sure how to handle him, right? Should we hurt him or should we use him as an asset?
And that's why they had to maybe get Charlie to it before it was too late. That's what I truly think, bro.
I don't know. It gets deep.
Bro, think about it though. He was probably a million. He is a million. He was a millionaire.
For sure.
Like, I mean, like, bro, he had more influence
than anyone.
He said millionaire.
He was.
He was a billionaire, buddy.
No, he's talking about Charlie.
Oh.
I'm saying like that, like the influence, and then the influence he was building up was just crazy, bro.
I don't think I don't think there's anybody on the right now that can fit well. Well, no, not on the right that's a true conservative. That can bridge the gap that Charlie left. There's nobody.
Yeah.
And
nobody.
And impact the young vote like he did.
There's literally no one.
He single-handedly took TikTok and got the young vote for Trump.
He was in his 30s.
Yeah. He was like 32.
He was a baller, bro.
But like many constituents, individuals get your phone number. They text you about issues. They speak with you. I have spoken with him about issues that are relevant, things that are going on in the Virgin Islands and elsewhere around the country.
Right, but on that day that we're talking about, you initiated the text exchange at 7:55 in the morning. So why were you even texting with Epstein at the time? He was a known sex offender then.
Sure. I explained to people, I've been a prosecutor for many years. And there are a lot of people who have information that are not your friends, that you use to get information to get at the truth. I believe that Jeffrey Epstein had information, and I was going to get information to get at the truth.
Right.
Having a friendship with him is not something that I would deem to have. And so I'm just looking forward. I'm moving forward. And I think that that's what we as American people should do, is move forward. If individuals are not involved in illegal activity, extending his criminal enterprise or his financial enterprise or all of those things, I think that we need to look at what people are doing moving forward.
Wait, let me just better understand that. What is that point? Because at the time he was a known sex offender and it had been detailed all the sexual abuse.
There are a lot of people who have done a lot of crimes, and as a prosecutor, you get information from people where you can.
What she's saying is, so she's saying she wasn't friends with him. Okay, so if you're not friends and you're a Democrat delegate and you're up in government, how does someone you're not friends with get your cell phone number? How does someone you're not friends with, who is also a known sex offender, get your cell phone number?
And give you advice while you're doing a hearing.
Yeah, why are you getting advice? Telling him to hurry up. How does he have your cell phone number?
Telling you what to say.
Any contact with you. Like, you are saying, I was a prosecutor and I just overlooked the fact that he was egregious sex offender criminal to get information out of him.
She wasn't even texting him about
Wouldn't that be mistrial?
No, she was texting him about that.
No, she was texting him about information to talk to somebody else, to ask a question.
She was saying, say this, say that.
She was not texting him about anything about, him being a pedophile.
No. It's not about him being a pedophile.
So then
it's the fact that he was a pedophile and she's texting him getting advice to use in government. So obviously she is overlooking the fact that he was a sex offender and was known and egregious, gave him her personal cell phone number or whatever work number, any contact number, and cooperated with him, worked with him to try to get dirt. But she knows he's powerful and had money. So she overlooked the fact that he was a sex offender. That's why she's trying to
ask him about what?
To get information out of him to use against Trump or whatever it was, whatever she was getting it for.
It was a smear on Trump. So you texted a pedophile to get
a smear on Trump.
And then I heard the question that she asked the guy. I mean, she did ask a Trump type of question, I guess. But I mean, hey, either way.
I don't like how y'all was getting on bro for their haircut, bro.
He's cooked.
I'm keeping it 100. That's like saying we can't get on TV with our haircut.
You didn't tell me I can't.
You gotta fade. Me and Taj can't go though. Taj got an afro. I got dreads.
I say y'all should change that shit. Just keep it 100.
That's crazy.
They wouldn't let y'all into one of them. The school member Ross was talking about the school he went to. He said you can't be up there with that cut. Why not? Because that's a nigga cut.
Wow.
I'll tell Devery, bro. You gotta cut yours too.
It isn't that bad.
I'm keeping it 100. My old shit, they couldn't do that, bro. They ain't professional, bro.
So we gotta go bald fade, scalp us.
You see what he did? He cut his braids off. He know what it is.
He's biracial. He gets a pass.
I'll accept the cornrows if you got the cut.
Cornrows, but no dreads?
But spider head?
That is insane.
Man, this stuff gets deep, guys.
The White House has tried to release the Epstein files, and they were sealed by 3 separate judges. Ironically, all appointed by Democrats on 3 separate occasions. Check out who blocked this each time. This is actually amazing. July 23rd, 2025. Release blocked by Robin L. Rosenberg, the Southern District of Florida, appointed by Barack Obama in 2014. That's weird. Denied unsealing the grand jury transcripts from Epstein's 2005 to 2007 Florida federal investigation, ruling that the request fell outside judicial proceedings and violated state secrecy guidelines and declined to transfer the case back up to New York. August 11th, just a month later, 2025, blocked again by Paul A. Engelmeyer, Southern District of New York, rejecting unsealing of grand jury materials from Ghislaine Maxwell's case, stating that they contained no new information. And, they said it was a risk of unraveling secrecy without sufficient justification. That's pretty weird because another judge just released all the grand jury information to Comey's team, which you would think, since Comey is, like alive and stuff, unlike Epstein, would be even more unprecedented. But whatevs. Anyway, the third time, on August 20th, 2025, Richard M. Berman, Southern District of New York, denied unsealing of grand jury transcripts and exhibits from the Epstein 2019 indictment, calling the DOJ's motion a diversion from its own and unreleasing files, emphasized threats to victim safety and privacy, even though all those names just would have been redacted.
That's bombshell after man. This shit is just insane. It's insane.
Now we know about old Billy Bill.
This might be the biggest bombshell all year, actually.
Yeah, they're hurting themselves, guys.
We knew
and
the
guess
tariffs
what?
was gonna work.
They will continue to trust the Democrats regardless of all this because of how much they hate Trump. The other day, somebody asked me, they said, so what do you think about the $2,000 that Trump is sending out? I said, who's not happy about $2,000? They said, well, people aren't happy about it because they hate Trump. I said, well, you hate Trump so much that you don't want $2,000. There's nothing we can say for you.
Just give it to me.
But what surprised me of them all, Hakeem Jeffrey.
Why should Americans trust you and House Democrats on the Jeffrey Epstein files when one of your own, Congresswoman Plaskett, was found to be texting with Jeffrey Epstein during a hearing, getting information from him, using that in her questioning during a congressional hearing, and at one point he tells her, good job.
This is a bipartisan effort to make sure that, consistent with what the survivors have requested, that there's full and complete transparency, and every single predator who may be in those Justice Department files doesn't escape accountability. Thanks.
I hate his voice. He sounds like he about to cry.
Hakeem was getting money from Jeffrey Epstein too.
That's a fact.
They said he should step down.
But why didn't Jasmine say anything about that?
That's a fact.
They got nothing to say about him.
Bro, they suck. They suck. These people are like cartoon characters. I knew Democrats was officially done when they stood up for 24 hours and did not a damn thing.
It was longer than that.
Dude, his eyes was gushing out his head.
He was hurt,
like
boy. He had to pee. He thought he was a gangster.
Have you spoken to Stacey Plaskett after this controversy emerged?
I have not.
Can you confirm if there was a deal last night to sink the resolution against Congressman Plaskett in exchange for not bringing us into resolution?
We've made clear repeatedly we're not going to unilaterally disarm.
So you're saying there was no deal?
I'm saying we will not unilaterally disarm. Not now, not ever.
Mr. Leader, why wouldn't you speak to Stacey Plaskett?
I said I haven't spoken to her since the censure resolution went down.
No, about this text controversy.
I have not spoken to her since the censure resolution went down.
Have you talked to her about this text controversy?
She and I have talked, and it's a private conversation that will remain private.
One thing.
Jeffrey Epstein can rot in
he just said
hell,
he didn't, bro. I know,
and I'm going to make sure he has no peace while he
But
is
in the
there.
same breath.
And Ghislaine Maxwell has
in 2020
on this for survivors to be centered, to be heard on the record.
Why wasn't there more
Don't
clamor
say that.
in the Biden administration to make sure that these files were released?
Chill, bro.
Well, I can't speak to that. What I will say is Donald Trump ran on this, on the release of the Epstein files.
But Congressman, I just want to jump in there because Jeffrey Epstein died in a jail cell in 2019. Yes, Ghislaine Maxwell, who you referred to, was prosecuted, convicted in 2021. But President Biden was in office, Democrats were in office, and could have pushed for this very argument to make sure that survivors were honored.
Cricket.
Sure.
Was it an error in judgment to text Jeffrey Epstein during a hearing?
You know, I take Stacey Plaskett at her word, and
Would you have done the same thing?
I don't. I also agree with her that Jeffrey Epstein is
Didn't answer it.
reprehensible.
Nope.
And that's her word, and I agree with her.
Neither of them answered the question.
Guys, this is a ritual, guys. Like I said, from the when they put Kamala out there, I said, bro, when Biden got on stage, I said this shit is a Democrat ritual.
Yeah.
From that day forward, I said this shit is bad, bro.
No, the day of that debate was hilarious.
Joe Biden was
I could not wait for that debate. I was actually like itching for that.
Like they said, no, he's good. He's good. He's literally stumbling.
They asked all of them.
freezing.
They have lied to you guys so many times, so blatantly.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, nah, bro.
This shit has been
See,
a
that's why
ritual.
Trump won, because we respect him. He will tell you the truth. It might hurt your feelings. That's why people respect us. We tell the truth. It might hurt some people's feelings, but it is how we
I just
feel.
want to know one W that they've received. Just
Let's
one.
think. Hold on. Let's try to think. Let's give him one. Let's give him one. Let's think. Let's think.
I've tried.
No. I'm not trying to joke. Let's think. Brandon, I know Brandon, he's kind of, I'm just playing, bro. I'm just playing.
Wait, what?
Let's think, bro. Where did they take a dub?
I don't
Where have they taken a dub?
Mondami.
Mondami was a dub.
in those elections on the 5th.
Mondami was a dub. Yeah, they took a lot of dubs.
They won a lot of blue states.
They said America has spoken.
Blue cities. A lot of blue
these
cities.
people are fucking nerds, guys. I hate the cuts, but this shit pisses me off.
They're all
These are
nerds.
literal nerds.
Even on the red side, they nerds.
Man, Trump ain't no nerd, man.
You think the jocks is in the government? You know the jocks in the government? Cory fucking Booker.
Trump and Byron ain't no nerds.
I don't know, man. My boy Kennedy, it's some real niggas in there.
Yeah.
Nah.
It is, bro. It is, bro. It is.
I disagree.
What's the dude from Tennessee?
I think they're all nerds.
Tim Burchett, man.
Tim Burchett, gangster.
They're all nerds.
Byron Donald's gangster.
They're all nerds.
So Byron is a nerd.
They're all nerds.
So Byron's a
I
nerd.
could say maybe Tim Scott, maybe.
So you think Byron
Tim
is
Scott
a
played
nerd?
football.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true.
They ain't
But
nerds, bro.
I don't think he's like a super nerd. But like Hakeem Jeffrey and Cory Booker?
Nerds.
Cory Booker played at fucking Stanford.
I don't give a damn about that. It's nerds on the football team.
That's true. All right, guys, let's know what y'all think, man. It's heating up bad.